Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about a key update over a Formula 1 team dismissal, as well as the future of a Formula 1 driver following an exit link. So let's start with Cadillac, and recently they confirmed their shock decision that they would replace their team principal Graham Loudon mid-season, with Loudon being replaced with Mike Butkowski. Now this move pretty much came out of absolutely nowhere, and one of the key questions coming out of it is why now? Why did this not wait until at least the end of the season? And well, now in a brutal but honest verdict, Cadillac Chief Executive Dan Towers has confirmed that it was his decision, with Towers saying, as quoted by Motorsport.com, it wasn't a mutual decision. The process started a few months ago, really thinking about what the next phase for Cadillac Formula 1 looks like, and what's the right timing, how would that look, and then the capabilities of the various folks out there. We were delighted in the conversation with Marcin and how that relationship evolved. So Graham and I spoke this morning, so I think it's a very recent conversation from that perspective. But there's no easy way to make this transition within Formula 1. Can you imagine the press if Marcin strolled through for a tour of the factory or having these conversations? It becomes destabilising at that point, and so it's important to respect the view of the leadership that's in place at the time, so it does compress the decision making, the timeline, and how these things come together. It makes it feel more abrupt than it would be otherwise, but it's the nature of Formula 1, and it's the way it had to happen. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. All your support is incredible, and thank you so much for helping me reach over 50,000 subscribers. Now Cadillac have been clear that this move is part of a planned transition, and Motorsport.com say that for many in the paddock, it has already been clear for some time that while the well-liked Loudon had been crucial during the team's initial build-up phase, he would not remain team principal in the longer term. Still though, I find the timing of this decision very surprising. I mean, Cadillac's entry into Formula 1 was only announced in November 2024, and then on top of that, they did not take over a Formula 1 team to get into Formula 1. Instead, Cadillac built a new 11th team from scratch. And I think Loudon has done a really good job in overseeing that process. And yes, right now, Cadillac are a back-of-the-grid team. They're struggling to score points, but at the same time, that was to be expected. And overall, I'd say their performances have been pretty good in 2026. Yes, their reliability hasn't been the best, but there have been Grand Prix where they've mixed it up with other cars. And then on top of that, they nearly scored points in Monaco. And I assume that Loudon will continue with the team for the long term after helping to build it from the ground up. However, as we know, that is not the case. And on top of that, the decision to replace him has come mid-season. It's not even waited until the end of the year. So yeah, I do find this very, very surprising. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Now on the subject of Cadillac, Sergio Perez has been linked with a move away from the team. Overall, I'd say Perez's performances have been really strong in 2026, and he was the driver who nearly scored points for Cadillac in Monaco. And a report from Japan recently stated that Perez's management have reportedly held preliminary talks with Williams. Depending on what Carlos Sainz decides about his future, an opening could emerge at Williams. The situation at Williams is therefore being closely monitored. However, Towers has now rubbished rumours that Perez could be heading for the exit door, with him saying, as quoted by Crash.net, Sergio has been a tremendous asset to the team. He's driven very well and certainly has pushed quite hard. I'm very confident that Sergio is going to remain with Cadillac, and we're not distracted by the Williams rumours for a second. We're very confident in the relationship here, and that you're going to see him piloting the Cadillac F1 car. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.